Hello folks, and welcome to Project Skyshark Part 2. This is going to be the maiden. As you can see, it's just in two halves at the moment. I'm just doing the last final bits of prep for it, and then we'll head out to the pad. And you can now have a look at some of the details, the motor that I'm going to be using for the flight, and what we can expect. Cool, see you in a bit. So here's the motor I'm going to be using for Skyshark's maiden flight. It's a Cesaroni 269H110, and that's a good choice because it should give us a good idea of how well the rocket's going to fly, but at the same time it's not going to go absolutely mental. This maiden flight's pretty critical for the performance of the rocket and to see if we're going to beat our target of going faster than the speed of sound. So I'll explain that in the next screen as we look at what data we can expect for this launch. Okay, so the screenshot you can see at the moment is a couple of simulations I've done on RockSim. What we're interested in is number 6 and number 7. That's both using the same motor, the H110, which I just showed you. As you can see though, there's some quite big differences. The top sim, I say number 6, is 3,100 feet and max velocity of 400 miles an hour, optimal delay of 9.7. Number 7, just under 2,000 feet, max velocity 248-ish, and optimal delay of 8.84. The reason for the difference is because in number 6 I'm using the default settings for the rocket, and in number 7 I'm using the actual weight and centre of gravity, which I've measured. Because the rocket is 700 grams heavier after I put in all the eBay and everything else, that's obviously affecting the performance. So that's going to have an impact on whether or not we can break the sound barrier. That's why this maiden flight is going to be so critical. I've predict that if we beat 300 miles an hour on this first flight, then we should be able to get very, very close. So that's why it's so important, and we'll just hope that RockSim is underestimating. As you may also have spotted, the eBay is actually moving the centre of gravity forward as well. So RockSim's now saying that the rocket is slightly overstable, which means it's going to be a little bit more prone to weathercocking, but it's only slight, and we should be able to get away with that. The other issue it gives me is setting the right delay for this flight. So 9.7 or 8.84, I mean, I think I'm just going to go with 9, bang in the middle, and hope that that works out right. Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think he's the Well, the thing I know, he's had at least 2 launches where he's had to either vent it or he's just like, I don't want to know.
My heart is literally beating. My heart is literally beating.
Because that hot. Spent quite a lot of time on the sun already. My head is so hot.
Oh, easily.
It's like burning.
That's the highest.
It's not really a lot compared to how much
How about your one?
done with a rocket.
Oh, yeah.
There's lots of structure. That's definitely gone.
My part is not showing, is it?
All the time.
We can do it with max thrust, we can do it with this.
So that's how you turn it on, very clever.
Yep, and I should hear some double beeps.
Main coming out at 700 feet. This is maiden flight in about 2,000 feet. And we're launching in 5,
Come
4,
on, baby.
3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Raise the black cloud right above us. It's in the middle of that. See the smoke going up? Yep. That's the drogue. That's the drogue. You can hear the alarm. Oh yeah.
I can't remember if it's there, but it's not.
It's right at the cloud, Kelly.
Yeah,
Right in the
right
middle
by
of
the
the
black cloud.
700 feet.
Right by the black cloud.
Come on, baby.
No, it's drogue. Dual deployment, remember?
Feel my hair.
There it is.
Yes! Come on!
Come right past the sun now. You gotta use your remember it's dual deployment.
Nicely done, mate.
Feel my hair, it's hot.
I was expecting it to go off a bit sooner than that.
The alarm.
The alarm stopped.
Is that on purpose?
No.
Just detached from the cord. Leo, Leo, Leo.
Yeah, mind out the way, please.
Oh, the alarm's fallen off of it.
Nice.
So folks, you saw it, and it nailed it. Beat for me, baby. Right, here we go. So, okay, so we're looking at just over 1,600 feet and 260 miles an hour, which is pretty much exactly what we expected from Roxim. Which means my next motor is not going to send it supersonic, but this could well be a level 2 project now, in which case we will. Oh yeah. Okay folks, so here's the Altimeter 2 data. Interestingly enough, the altitude is practically exactly the same, but the speed is about 60 miles an hour different on the Altimeter 2. I would sooner take the Perfect Flight Stratologger, as it's a much more sophisticated unit. So we are looking at about 260 miles an hour, and that's just a double confirmation of the altitude. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Awesome.